So before we get there, though, could we talk a bit about where you see some workplace issues coming up between the generations? What's happening between generations that makes it so important for us to work on this and to actively create change in our workplaces to be more inclusive for the younger generations?
Yeah, that's such a good question. The main issue is related to communication and our work style. So, for example, with baby boomers, their value, the most important thing for them is hard work. And you may have heard baby boomers brag about being the first person in the office and the last person to leave, because that legacy creation is so important to them of
Mm.
how hard they work. That is a big part of
Hmm.
their identity. So if we look at the absolute extreme, for example, with millennials, work is important, but they're not living to work. They want to have a life. They want to have a quality of life. And to them, what is so important is a balance. So that's when we start seeing baby boomers complaining about the millennials and saying things like, oh, they're lazy, they're entitled. It's not that
Mm.
they're lazy and entitled, they're just not willing to dedicate every second of their life to work because they believe, like the boomers, they believe that this is part of their identity. And what's it's important for us to keep in mind with the boomers, there was the concept of lifetime employment, right? So
Mm.
they worked for a
Mm.
company and they were so loyal to the company all their life. And at that time they had the gold watch, remember? Like when you work 25 years for an employer, you get your gold watch. And it was a big deal. But a lot of organizations, they lost this loyalty because they stopped being loyal to their employees. They were laying off employees, offshoring, automating. And we started seeing, for example, Gen Xers and mainly millennials observe the more senior generations. And they're like, I don't want to dedicate all my life to an employer where they're going to cut my
Mm.
job in a heartbeat.